In 1804, Lewis and Clark, along with their Corps of Discovery, set out from St. Louis, Missouri, to find a northwest passage to the Pacific Ocean. After their 8,000-mile expedition, the Corps, with the exception of one person, returned to a grand reception, receiving land, double pay, and a place in history.
We had been away from the eyes of the whole world almost 3 years. Now our mission seemed simple enough. All we had to do was cut a path through the savage Northwest Territories all the way to the Pacific Ocean, cross 4,000 miles of the highest mountains and the fastest rivers any American ever seen before. And every day we live is the day we all prepared to die, just by the word of the president. See, we left St. Louis a small army of men. 3 years later, returned more like a band of brothers.
My name is Hassan Davis, and for more than 25 years, I've been sharing the story of York, the black man enslaved to William Clark, who played a key role in the Corps of Discovery, but was denied his rightful place in history. Recently, I had the opportunity to retrace a portion of the expedition and bring York's story to life on the very land where Lewis, Clark, and York once traveled. I was joined by a group of black adventurers from across the United States who set out to honor York's story. Scholar and storyteller Carolyn reframes the black experience in nature with intellect and grace. Ranger and guide Cassie leads with heart, humor, and a passion for wild places. Historian and interpreter Zachary uncovers untold black stories across America's landscape. Biologist and advocate Amber amplifies unheard voices, from black women to bird songs. Explorer and author James works to close the adventure gap and open trails to all. Community builder and changemaker CJ reshapes the outdoors into places of belonging and joy. Appalachian artist and adventurer, my son Malcolm carries family legacy and creative fire on this journey.
You know, I'm a country boy, I'm from the mountains, and I've been going to 4-H camp, conservation camp, so canoeing is nothing new to me. But canoeing out in the great wide open, being on this historical trail, really is new, so.
Got in at 3 a.m. this morning. A lot of flight delays, a lot of waiting in airports, but I'm glad to switch out terminals for canoes.
Get real. We're gonna survive.
That's right.
This is the proof of life.
Exactly. That's right.
My intention is to revel in the history of this land and connect to it in a way that I think a lot of us have been separated from.
My intentions are to enjoy this experience, build community with you all, and tell a more accurate and inclusive history and bring that to more people.
1, 2, 3.
Big medicine!
I have one jump phone back.
Who am I canoeing?
They would have
It'll be me.
decided based on the roster.
It probably is.
Yeah.
We're gonna stay hydrated.
We are going to stay hydrated, and we're not going to drink any of the water in the river.
I'll take this for you. Put it right here. Thank you.
I haven't canoed in forever. We've seen one bald eagle. I think someone said 2 maybe, but I didn't see the second one. And a bunch of sheep. Fish jumped right out of the water, right in front of us. Like it wanted us to eat it.
It's amazing to me that they encountered hundreds of plants and animals that they had never seen before. It's also interesting to think what species they saw that aren't here anymore. Every corner we turn, there are more animals, and it's beautiful out here.
Oh, look at that. Eagle.
It is what the West had to offer, and being able to come to a place this far remote and this far removed from everything else that they're familiar with, I'm sure that they thought that this was something very, very special.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's cool.
Zachary, got any sea shanties?
I have some. All right, I'll start you off with an easy one, all right? I wish I were a cabin boy aboard a man of war. Sam's gone away aboard a man of war. And I wish I were a sailor aboard a man of war. Sam's gone away aboard a man of war. Pretty work, brave boys, pretty work, I say. Sam's gone away aboard a man of war. Pretty work, brave boys, pretty work, I say. Sam's gone away aboard a man of war. Oh, I wish I were the purser aboard a man of war. Sam's gone away. What?
Girl power, paddle pod.
We did it. We saw some cool things out there.
We did that.
And when we first got in the water, she was like, CJ, are they far?
They look like they're getting further away.
Why are they shrinking in size? I don't understand this.
Did you all see the cows?
Yes.
And sheep?
Cool.
Yeah. Sheep.
We had
Out of nowhere.
and bald eagle. We had a fish pop out of the water.
I mean, we were trying to think, you know, what would York think? What would York say if he saw this herd of domesticated sheep and alpacas greeting him at the shoreline?
Yeah,
As special as we felt, because we felt special.
What does this mean to you in terms of being able to have this kind of experience with this group of people?
Oh, this is amazing. I mean, just the idea of it, you know, to bring this eclectic crew of storytellers and outdoor folk who want to really enjoy it and reshape the narrative. This is hallowed ground.
The area we're traveling through is actually where they walked on June 1st, 1805. And most likely Clark and York were walking the whole way because Clark was the main map maker and York was definitely with him a lot of it. North side of the bank was probably where they walked, probably right through here. It's kind of cool to think. It's kind of like a time portal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When I was in the 3rd grade, I got my first history book. And the heading of the section was American Slavery. And it was a picture, and the caption beneath it said, "The American Negro, comma, slave, period." That was a statement. This is all you get to be. So luckily, I had the counterbalance in the house of my mother and father. They don't realize that my story is more than what that book was telling me, but not everybody gets that.
My name is York. Just York. It is the name that my daddy carried before me. I was born a slave. No, I was born to be a slave, to be the property of another man, and that is the shame that my daddy carried before me. But I have seen a world few white men might ever dream of. I have climbed the top of snow-capped mountains, swum rivers so swift that the buffalo lose their foot, watched whales dance across the cool waters of 2 oceans, and I have walked amongst the people. And now, I ask you to hear of the things that I have seen, so that when I am gone from here, my name, my voice, my story does not die here with me, for that is the way of the people. It is the only thing I have left to give.
That's my whole world.
I'd be mad at myself.
This is our best, because I can't go no more. I mean, yeah.
That's what I was telling Carolyn in the book. I was like, they did not have like a final destination where they were like, this is, we're stopping at this point.
Exactly.
They were just like, and we go, and we go, and we go.
And we can't go no more, let's stop, okay?
Yeah, all the topography is like changing what's actually lit.
Yeah.
The sun is like, yeah, I'll brighten up the sky for y'all, and then reveal things little by little.
Yeah.
I take my time.
Oh, nice. Everyone's
Just waking up.
be awake now, yeah.
What's up, y'all? Malcolm Davis here at Eagle Creek on the Missouri River. We got a big day of paddling ahead of us. Come on with us.
Pretty cool.
No road rage, please.
The wind ate at that. So.
River rage, river rage. So is that your
Yeah. This is the spot, May 31st is where they wrote the most famous journal entry that has been in every documentary. And I think you should read it.
As we passed on, it seemed as if those scenes of visionary enchantment would never have an end. For here it is too that nature presents to the view of the traveler vast ranges of walls of tolerable workmanship. So perfect indeed are those walls that I should have thought that nature had attempted here to rival the human art of masonry, had I not recollected that she had first began her work. For me, and I would just kind of the opportunity to be out here and being in these spaces and kind of hitting these points of clear contact is really powerful. Like last night, I was sitting here imagining what a man standing on one of those bluffs might imagine of the world so different than where he came from, starting out believing or at least having to accept that somebody else owned his thoughts and his actions, and realizing that nobody gets to order your life, and to be here and to own this majesty and the gift that the indigenous communities blessed him with, the story of who he could be in the world, is just an amazing.
Even though Lewis was like wrong in the way he was treating York, it's interesting to see like someone marvel at creation and then treat
God's creation,
other parts of God's creation with disdain or ownership and things like that.
I wonder what York thought of the speech that Lewis and Clark would have given to the Native American chief about their new white father.
Right.
What are we telling them they have a new white father for? This is not the direction.
Yeah.
I think about those interactions a lot, actually, when they first met these Native communities and they had this pageant of activities that they did. It was always the same set of activities they did when they met new tribes, right? They'd exchange the medals, they would smoke tobacco, they would read these prepared statements from their great white father in Washington City, right? And then as part of that is when they would make York dance.
Right.
And so I think about, here's this man who the tribes have referred to as big medicine. They see him as having great significance, and yet Clark uses this opportunity to demonstrate that he can command someone with so much significance, right? They're introducing the color line to people who had no concept of racial segregation or inferiority. What an unfortunate introduction to these peoples that York had in that way.
Yeah, I'm constantly wondering what we could have done differently. Had we recognized the sovereignty of Native people, the majesty of this place, and while we can't forget the atrocities of the past, now that we know what we know, what do we do to preserve this place 4,000 years into the future?
So I'm always challenged by, we talk about preserving places and I'm all for it. And if we do not work on our relationships with each other, it's not going to matter because we're going to keep repeating the past, right? And so for me, you don't do one thing without the other. Right. And we often do the thing of taking care of the place because it's a hell of a lot easier than looking over to that person across there and say, now I got to think about how I'm in a relationship with you and how we might do this work differently and what that's going to demand of me. Actually, we have to take the time to do that together and create that vision together.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Those who forget their past are doomed to repeat it.
Yeah. And usually very quickly.
Usually very quickly, that's right.
Big medicine, from my understanding, as I've kind of learned this story, meant something unique, something special, a gift. There are lots of accounts talking about just his presence was unique. The idea of having black skin meant something special. And of course, the other piece of it is, eventually Clark figured that out. Yes, this guy's amazing. Look at him, this big black man who could do the stuff that, and I own him, literally, I own him. And so if I'm that powerful, imagine what this nation is. And so we have to live with that whole story, right? I mean, I think that's important.
The way that the indigenous children, when they saw this dark-skinned man, and the adults as well called him Big Medicine, and they sort of marveled at the idea of who this man was so different from everyone else, and how did he show up in a moment in history where somebody looking like him would have been someone else's property, and he was. And yet, he could still feel the excitement, he was engaged, he was present, and moving through the world in a very particular way.
Thank you.
You want to call?
Hello. Oh. Here, help me get. Must have like some rain.
Yep.
Oh, there's a puddle. There's a puddle. Stuff like that.
You said you were going to come.
You know, my ego will not let me be the one.
What'd you say?
Go CJ. Go CJ. Go CJ.
I would not have made it without your support.
Ooh, that looks tough.
Malcolm is in fact in the middle of the canyon. You did it, Queen.
You did.
You're badass.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, press that leg. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Boom! Boom! Wait, go! Yes!
I love it when we conquer fears out
Hell
here.
yeah.
We do it all the time. You're not alone.
Nice.
We got to go up here.
I think it's important for anyone, but black people in particular, with the history we have collectively in this country, to feel free. And when you feel that kind of freedom, you will go to places like this, where you feel like you belong. I have that sense of adventure, or I have that sense of expansion, you know, that I can be in a space and I have a right to be here. And I think that's something a lot of people don't have in this country.
One of the things that we sadly take for granted is that the outdoors has always been open and accessible to everyone. And while that may be true today in principle, historically there have been very specific both legal and cultural prohibitions that have limited people of color's access to wild and scenic places like this. We still have a lot to do to share this narrative with more people so that they can actually see themselves as part of this natural environment. And it's really only when we see ourselves as part of the adventure that we will actually seek it out for ourselves.
Now we can do some side stretches. Maybe bring, and then raise up your left arm. Bring your left arm to the side. You can look up towards your arm. Yeah, a bend in that front leg, bending that front knee. Awesome. So this is your warrior 2 pose. Bringing that front arm to the front leg, keeping a bend in that knee, bringing the back arm up.
I was going to say, I'm grateful for Amber. I'm grateful for James. I'm grateful for Malcolm. I'm grateful for Zachary. I'm grateful for Hassan. I'm grateful for CJ. I'm grateful for Carolyn.
I found myself the other side, a changed man. See, the Indians we met, many had seen or at least heard of a white man before. They ain't seen nobody like me. Started to give me names like Black Indian or Big Medicine. Some even said that I was a gift straight from God. I kind of liked the way them Indians was thinking out there. One night, Captain Lewis called us around the fire, say he'd been thinking about what he might tell the President of these United States about his brave men of discovery, about these men that sacrificed more than any patriot ought to volunteer his nation, about these heroes that made the president's dream come alive. And he starts to call out the names one after the other, like he might present them to the president. After every name, there'd be a whoop here or howl over there. We was having so much fun. They was having so much fun that I don't think anybody even noticed. You know, my name wasn't on that list.
What's up, y'all? I'm here with Amber. How you feeling today? How you feeling on this big day of paddling?
I'm excited. I got the walkie-talkie today, so I get to communicate with the other boats, and beautiful day. I'm stoked. I hear we were doing 21 miles today.
21. Let's do it.
You know, we have these conversations about our founding fathers or founders, and I think that we have the ability and the right to broaden what we consider to be a founder. And I absolutely put York in that frame. I put this expedition in that frame, but I put York there as a way to center the presence of people who have been disappeared for centuries and say, you know, we were always there. It's like we have this lens that is so focused here, but if we just widened out the image a little bit, we'd always see that these pivotal moments, you know, we were standing right there. That diversity saved them time and time again. It created opportunities and access to resources, materials, and opportunities that they would not have had as a homogenous group. And ultimately, it allowed them to pass across an entire nation.
Do you see that pelican over there?
I see it.
That's pretty cool. I think it's a white pelican, right?
Sure is.
Malcolm, how to fly.
Oh, I was gonna.
Sorry.
And she thought we were gonna crash.
I had complete faith in you.
I think storytelling is one of the biggest elements that we have to carry on human tradition, to carry on culture. Reading the story of York is one thing, but like seeing someone tell that story is very powerful.
It was really emotional for me to watch Hassan's York performance. You know, we've been occupying these spaces for a long time, and we're going to continue to be occupying them. And even though York's story does have sad moments, there was a lot of joy in him being out here, finally realizing freedoms that he could have and getting to see these beautiful places. So a bit of a complicated history.
Imagine if we are able to tell that story today the way it should have been told 200 years ago. This is, to me, an opportunity for us to reframe the narrative of the Lewis and Clark expedition and to create a new story that is infinitely more inclusive and more engaging of the entire American people.
So when he said, "I am York," and it echoed across the walls, for me that was the most powerful moment, because how many of us want to be able to say, "I am," and actually just want to be heard and seen and felt and whole. It's not because I'm better than anyone else. It's just that I am. And that's enough. And that's enough.
And that's when it come clear to me what it is Captain Clark been saying. He's saying, York, it's time for us to put our mind back on civilization. It's time for us to put our mind back on walking 3 steps behind and not looking a white man in the eyes. You pass him on the street. He's saying, York, it's time for us to put our mind back on not speak unless somebody commands you to speak. It is time to put your mind back in change, boy. Because we're going home now. Soon on, it's time to go on to Washington City, report to the president. He give every man 320 acres of good farmland for his hard work. Every man double duty pay and gold coin for his sacrifice. Every man the appreciation of a president for making the nation's dreams come alive. I was in the slave quarters, waiting to be called before the president, and that call never came. They hired me out to a man, dressed me in rags and tossed me in the field, strapped a big bull plow across my back, and for 2 years, that old man tried to grind my bones into the earth. And for 2 years, I ain't heard one word from Master Clark.
CJ, let's go.
I thought y'all were going last.
No, Amber, we're always going last. Okay, Haley.
What up? We here with the Juice 2 Boat Girl Power family business, and then boat name?
How about a dessert pepper?
Dessert Pepper. I love that. It's our final stretch on the river.
We made it. We outside.
We're on CJTV right now.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, after so much time on this river together, I'm really excited about being able to share and transmit this story to a bigger, broader audience. And this is the crew that's going to make it happen.
I'm gonna be cautious.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Wonderful. It is safe.
Nice.
Safe delivery.
Coming right to me. It's coming, yep. All forward. Yep. Looking perfect.
Yes! We here!
Come on, boy!
That felt good.
What an adventure. Come on, Mal.
Sorry for that little splash
It's all
there.
right.
Did it.
We did it.
Great. Such an honor to be a part of this. It was so much fun. I hope our youth all over the world see this and, are encouraged to come outdoors.
You tired?
I'm feeling a little tired, but overall, I'm feeling just really grateful for this experience and to have met all of you and to see those beautiful white cliffs and all the wildlife and just think about York out there, and it's a pretty incredible experience.
Yeah. Physically fatigued, but feeling very, like soulfully energized.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you said you were anxious and you overcame some anxieties, you overcame claustrophobia.
Yes, all those things are true. I was not sure I was going to come on this expedition because I was a little worried about just the physicality of it. Out of the participants, I was the oldest, but I knew that I could do it. I just knew it was going to feel scary to do it, and it was something about trusting all the people who were around me, because sometimes we're able to reach out, but sometimes we have to allow ourselves to be reached out to, right? Like, I'm still processing the fact that I did it, but we did it. That's
Right.
the thing that's for me, that I didn't do it by myself. Yeah. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel, just overwhelmed with emotion and gratitude, and
Yeah.
I hope it inspires generations of people to come,
Yes, this was fantastic.
Yes, I would agree. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Well, one day somebody might ask you what you know of Captain Lewis and Captain Clark, the president's men of discovery, and you could tell them. You could tell them that you know a man with skin as dark as night. That you know a black man who walked stride for stride, who suffered pain for pain with the greatest heroes this nation might ever know. You tell them that my name is York. And although I was born into change, you tell them that I am not now. No. You tell them that I have never been the property of another man. So that when I am gone from here, my name, my voice, my story does not die here with me. For that is the way of the people.
We all are able to see ourselves in the York story when we think about, as Black people, how much work is thrust upon us. And York, never got his flowers for the lion's share of work that he contributed.
Before, I thought, York really mattered because he was the only Black member of the Lewis and Clark expedition. But now I'm starting to think about York, the individual person, and the reason we need to remember him. It isn't that we need to strive to be these pioneering figures who are the first to do something. It's instead important for us to recognize the dignity in every one of us, just in our daily pursuits and the decisions we have to make in order to do what we feel is the most just, values-aligned work that we can.
I'm hoping to be able to take the story of York to people, to one, show them that they can connect to the outdoors just as well as anyone else can, and two, to help people realize that if you take small steps, your impact will reverberate and will carry on for generations and centuries to come.
But when we don't understand what we've come through, we lose the opportunity to be better than we are, right? And so hearing York's story and everything that's complicated about it, all of us have our own version of that story. I like to believe that we come through a very particular moment. We're not seen, we're not visible, and yet we show up anyway.
It's important to have more people of color outdoors because representation matters. I see it day to day at our visitor center, little boys and girls that might look like me and say, when I grow up, I want to be a park ranger, simply because they've never seen a park ranger that had been a person of color. And that's a really, really powerful thing. And I'm honored to and hope to inspire them, and the same way I've been inspired by others, other people of color in the outdoors.
When we stop and think about what the expedition meant, it's literally bringing into fruition the promise of the American dream, where all people, regardless of their race, ethnicity, their gender, could come together, and to be able to find our place in the natural world, and most importantly, be able to peacefully move through it. I think that this is a really great example of America at its best.
I think it's really important to tell an accurate and inclusive history and have representation of all people, and so people like myself can see themselves in the history, can see themselves outside, and then can inspire future generations to think about York being out there and what he may have been feeling, and just feeling gratitude that I have this community that supports me and that I chose to go out there and enjoy the outdoors, and he didn't have that choice.
I feel really good about the week and about the intention that the national parks and all of the partners have made to give us this unique platform to have this conversation.
Yeah, I totally agree that, hearing York's words echo again over the Missouri, this time with more freedom, was truly amazing. And I think that, I hope that it felt like a sense of full circle for York to be present on that river throughout this journey.
Yeah.
That feels like a big accomplishment, because it truly is.
I feel like I finally liberated his voice,
Yeah.
you.